Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Finweek Money Matters. Remember, this is the show that helps you manage your finances. I'm doing show greater. In today's show, we'll take a look at Satrix and EasyEquities' new online investment platform. It's called Satrix Now. And our panel of experts warns us against the binge spending this festive season, and they'll try and offer us some sobering advice on how to stretch your end of the bargain in terms of making sure that your year-end bonus and your 13th check go a lot further. But before we get into all of that, do remember that we love to hear from you. So send us your comments. You can send us your feedback to moneymatters@abn360.com. But first, let's take a look at this week's trend of the week. Satrix, that's the country's largest equity index tracking provider in South Africa, has announced a new partnership with EasyEquities to make it even easier and cheaper for people to invest. Joining me to shed some light on this is Satrix Now's Rick Martin. He's the CFO of that particular company. Rick, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
I think everybody pretty much loves EasyEquities. Remember, we had the chief executive in one of the shows on CNBC Africa. Satrix shares, everybody knows the Satrix 40. But tell us again exactly what each one does and how they found each other to have the Satrix Now platform.
Okay, great. Well, to give you a little bit of context where we come from and really our Satrix DNA as such, we launched in 2000 and we were really the pioneers to low-cost investing in South Africa. The biggest problem that we had post that was really we want investors to own the market. So we started with brokerage is really difficult to access for many people. So you really want to give it to everyone out there. So what we did was in 2006 we launched the Satrix investment plan, which a lot of people are familiar with and have been investing through Satrix till now. And that was really for low minimums and low cost for people to really access the market. So in line with that and sort of trying to be the pioneer to bring the markets to the people, we constantly have to be on our toes. And part of that is, we've even looked at developing our own systems and so on to make it easy, costs down. There's pressures out there, people are continuously looking out for lower costs on investments. Exactly. And technology is chasing us around at the moment. So we really have to be on top of that to be simple and smart. So that's where EasyEquities came along.
So Rick, what do you offer? Is it just exposure to JSE equities?
Yes, it's actually only our 7 ETFs and on the Satrix Now platform, and they all have exposure to the JSE, specifically stocks that are listed on the JSE.
If I'm a novice investor and I've never done this before, would you recommend this platform, and how do I go about starting to invest?
Well, it's as simple as going to satrix.co.za. Satrix Now is on our homepage there. And the registration process is simple online, so it's really going through. It's paperless. It's all online. FICA process is easy to upload. The payment process is easy. So it's really as easy as that. There's no minimums.
Okay, so I was about to ask, how much do I need to get on?
You don't need anything, so there's really no minimums, and so there's no excuse, to be truly honest. So it's for investors to just start. To get out there and just start investing. So
when you say there's no minimum, I mean, you should start with something. So like $50. I don't know.
Well, like we always have, on an indication that we have on the Satrix Now website, and that's for investors to follow. We've got 250, 500, and 1,000, which is like buttons that we have over there, and then they can put in a custom amount as well.
Okay.
And the main thing is to get started and building up on that. And this platform makes it easier for people to do that. Is to get in there. Once you register, the most difficult process is to register because you've got to upload FICA, and that's even been made easier.
Okay.
So once you top up, your account's registered. I mean, I've tried it myself. It's so quick. I can't believe how easy it is to get in there.
So I could be up and running in a couple of, minutes maybe?
You could, if you make use of, so you can do it through an EFT transfer, which takes a little longer, or you can make use of there's a credit card facility there. And then you can. So for the impatient investor that wants to get out there, get their funds in there and start trading, that would be the route to go. And yes, in several minutes, if you've got your FICA and everything ready, you can upload online. You don't have to print anything, no papers, and trade.
Yeah. I'm going to try and be cheeky and get some free advice. So which particular ETFs do you tell your investors about, or would you advise people about?
Well, we don't generally advise investors as such, but what we do is we make sure that all the information is available on satrix.co.za so that they can make informed decisions about that. However, if investing can be daunting, and if people find it difficult to make an investment decision, it is advisable that they seek financial advice.
Thank you so much, Rick. That was lovely to have you here. Very excited to see how this takes off. But if it's Satrix and EasyEquities is anything to go by, this is going to be phenomenal. Thanks so much for that. Of course, that was Rick Martin. He's the CFO of Satrix. Now, let's now take a look at this week's Punt of the Week or Killer Trade.